I'm going to sponsor Erich to get 100 matches this year. Basically, I'm going to pay for his tournament fees, stuff like that. If we have to travel, I'll probably just hop into my car. I'll pay for travel as well. Welcome to Fight City Gym Talk. This is Eric Wallin with Erich Munt. Here's the thing. This guy is no joke good. Really frustrated me the first time I wrestled him. I wasn't able to just willy-nilly easy submit him. And the problem is he's gotten nothing but better ever since. So Erich, give me a quick background. What got you into jiu-jitsu?
I essentially was trying to find a gap to fill after wrestling in high school.
Right.
Tried weightlifting, it was like worked for a little bit, and then my mom just signed me up for a jiu-jitsu class and got into it, and it was like almost the same thing, just a little different.
Really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any MMA or anything?
After my first jiu-jitsu coach said he would only teach or go into MMA if I became a blue belt. So 2 years jiu-jitsu, and then I started doing a little MMA.
So why did you not go back to MMA? Was there something that about getting punched, MMA you didn't like?
No, I really wanted to do MMA, but at the same time, I was getting into the automotive industry.
Got it.
And it just required a lot for me. So I had to sort of sacrifice it was either jiu-jitsu and a job or nothing.
So let me just say my quick opinion on jiu-jitsu right now. I've got 3 kids under the age of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to highly recommend those 3 kids do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like if they never did boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, I'd be totally fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
If they never did jiu-jitsu, I would be a little heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like the striking arts are cool, but I feel like jiu-jitsu has such a big industry. There's such a big market. There's such a big place for jiu-jitsu. Like you can be a pure jiu-jitsu guy and figure out how to make a living in it nowadays. Honestly, there's a lot of guys that make a lot of money. Now, of course, boxers make a lot of money. MMA guys make a lot of money. But the way jiu-jitsu and social media is coming together, there's a lot of guys that are making a lot of money, even if they're just doing silly YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
So that's maybe my kind of way of saying, like, hey, if you ever want to get into MMA, that's kind of my thing is MMA, freak, let's do this.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I think Erich here, remember his name, Erich Munt. I think he's got a bright future in jiu-jitsu. How old are you, Erich?
I think 29.
29. So here's the thing. At the age 29, he could absolutely grapple competitively 40 plus.
Yeah.
I'm 39 right now, and I just did a tournament a couple weeks back. I felt like I did all right. You know, like I wasn't a slouch. I didn't get beat. So I feel like I'm doing all right for myself. If I wanted to continue to push jiu-jitsu from this point forward, I feel like I could still do quite well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any world championships in my future, but I feel like I could show up to some high-level tournaments and do all right.
You'd be someone to reckon with.
Yeah. And so with you only being 29, I feel like you have a huge future in jiu-jitsu. Now, once again, if you ever want to go back to MMA, let's do it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm going to sponsor Erich to get 100 matches this year. Basically, I'm going to pay for his tournament fees, stuff like that. If we have to travel, I'll probably just hop into my car. I'll pay for travel as well. So we're going to get 100 jiu-jitsu matches this year. Erich, what do you think is going to happen over the course of 100 matches? What are you looking forward to as you think about this? What is your experimental mind thinking? 100 matches.
It's honestly just a condensed version of knowledge. You know,
Yeah.
It takes like this long to get knowledge, but if you can really condense it, which in my opinion is experience, you just put it like this, and in 1 year, I can't even comprehend where I'm going to be at the end of this.
That's kind of where I think. And when I see sparring rounds, something clicks at about 70. Mm-hmm. When guys spar regularly all the time, at about 70 rounds, all of a sudden they kind of create their own style, they get a rhythm, and all of a sudden they're being super productive. And so I'm interested to see, like, if we can condense 70 matches in the course of a few months, are you going to click to next level?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm so excited about. What happens from match number 1 to match number 100? Now, we got to remember, Erich is already no joke good. So Let's jump to his matches right now, and let's talk about this. But in the last tournament, Erich went 5-0, and was that in the brown black belt division?
Yeah, absolute's like any belt
all
level,
divisions,
and then
yeah.
one gi bracket with brown belt.
Right. So, and it wasn't a high-level tournament, a lot of local guys, but that's what we're going to do is we're going to get him 100 matches in these lower-level tournaments, even though we're still going to be competing in absolute, expert, and brown/black belt. Okay, let's get to a match. All right, so here's Erich's first match, absolute division. Looks like a guy from 10th Planet. Erich, how big do you think this guy was?
Pushing 300, I'd say.
I don't know for sure, but he looks enormous. So, explain to me, man, why'd you pull a 300-pound man on top of you?
You know, we have two teammates, Lauren and Vi, and I've swept them before.
Okay.
So I just wanted to feel him on top. That, and I wasn't trying to wrestle him. I had a feeling him sprawling on me could have hurt me. So right. I just felt safer pulling the guard.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think I would have just pushed and pulled and maybe waited for him to do a sloppy shot or something. But and maybe you can kind of feel it sometimes where it's like someone touches you and you're like, I don't want to go takedowns with this guy. Yeah. So if that was the case, then so be it. So what are you looking for right now? Looks like a Kimura?
Really just moving around, to be honest. I didn't have anybody there to warm up with, so right. I realized how important a warm up is, so I'm sort of just trying to feel this guy, see where he's at.
Well, you can feel all 300 pounds right there in your stomach. So I can see you trying to hook those feet in.
Yeah, for a sweep. We're still warming up here, to be honest. I'm really not going for anything hard because I'm just trying to move my body, not overexert myself and just lose my gas. Right. So I'm sort of just seeing if there's any like weak holes in this game. If he's
trying to build your base. I can see you've popped up. It's hard to see from this angle, but it looks like you've popped up on your hands probably.
Yeah, looking for a guillotine right now.
So his head, feet are still hooked into his legs. At least one foot was. Guillotine looks like it might be there.
It was under the chin.
Are your hands locked?
They're not locked. No, just one hand under the chin and then
out of bounds. I forget this. Put you back, or are you gonna stand up?
I'm gonna put us back right here.
And you were close to what you had, because you had a pretty good guillotine.
I did, and I always hate resets because they never get them right. So I just start neutral because I just botch everything. Let's just start back where it was.
Right. What's the score? I haven't been paying attention. Are we still 0-0?
Yep.
This has got to get you points. It's got to get you some points.
Yep.
What do you think? We got two right there?
So right here, just looking for a Kimura. That's honestly my bread and butter submission.
Looks like you've racked up a couple points. At least she rose her hand a couple times.
And I don't know what she gave me there, to be honest. Yeah, she did.
Neon belly points right here. So you've got to be up probably at least 6-0, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You might get more right here with your hooks in. Yep, there she goes.
I wanted the hook points that way. Because that way when I'm up, 10-0 now?
I can't imagine you being any less.
It's like more comforting being up 10-0. Now it's like I can loosen up.
You don't have to do much of anything.
It doesn't matter to me now because I can just submission hunt without worrying about points.
Right.
But mind you, being on top of this guy, whew.
I know I wouldn't want to be underneath
I think this is where we get close to something because I'm just chasing his neck now. Nope, nothing.
See, that's just being an athlete right there. He could have easily gotten heavy, gotten strong, and bull rushed you over, but just being light on your feet, being able to move out from underneath a big dude. All right, what are we going to do with this? Nothing.
And right here at this point, I think I start to gain confidence because I felt him, I felt his strength. Here's that single leg.
Here we go. And play this back, guys, but like, a lot of rotation on that single leg. Oh, you didn't go under and stay under. Circling around.
I believe there's no option when it comes to single legging somebody heavier than you. It's all rotation.
Yeah.
The moment they're on top of you, it's over.
Angles.
Yep.
So if you're a lot of young grapplers, like every time I go for a leg, I get stuck underneath. replay that again if you're watching this, and watch how Erich circles around. So right now we've got his back. We don't really need to do much, to be honest with you.
I want the submission because I'll tell you what, I've really adopted this thing that if I don't get a submission, I feel like I've lost.
Right.
And it may be.
Was that a sub or was that time?
That was the sub.
What was it? Rear naked choke?
No, crank. I cranked his jaw.
Okay.
It was a rear naked crank, I guess you would call it.
So here we're going into our second absolute match. And you're smaller than both these dudes.
Oh yeah, this guy was still bigger than me. I had the advantage on this one though, because I just saw him compete, so I sort of know that he seemed intense.
Right.
So at first I was still wary.
He looks like he's about my size, my style.
Yeah, a little bit, except he had a very strong stance.
Yeah.
Not like a.
Well, what are you saying about my stance?
No, you actually shoot.
Just messing with you.
See right there, he just gets in this squat stance, which sort of confused me because he doesn't really pressure takedowns.
Yeah. And if anybody wants my opinion on stand-up, I say move your feet, honestly, a little bit like a boxer, where you're switching your feet from one lead foot to the other lead foot, stepping back, stepping in. I'm in my stance, I like to be good squatting stance, but a lot of in and out movements, arm drag, stuff like that. Okay, so does she give him points? Because you ended up
and this was weird.
Failed shot.
Yeah.
You rolled to guard, and I don't think she gave him any points.
No, I guess she considered that pulling guard for me, so she left it at 0-0.
And then we got the sweep right there.
Yep.
So basically, for you young grapplers, I don't know if you noticed, but Erich got taken down, pulled guard, avoided giving him points, got the sweep, got points himself. Now we're chasing rear naked choke.
So this is actually very important right here because she actually talks to me after the match right here. And I was a little frustrated. She goes and neutrals us out right now.
Right.
We rolled out of bounds with a rear naked. I had 2 hooks. She told me after the match, had I let go of the rear naked, she would have reset us in the back.
Weird.
She says in the rules, if you roll out of bounds with a submission, you reset neutral. But she said if you want to play the strategy, she said I should have let go of the submission.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, it doesn't. And it was so confusing to me. That's why she pulled me aside.
That basically promotes if you're getting subbed, hold your breath and drag them out of bounds.
Pretty much.
That's garbage.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. It looks like, was that a choke? No. Somehow somebody got some points right there.
I got points.
We've lost track. Has he scored any points on you at this point?
No, he hasn't.
So we're 0 to 7 or 8?
Probably 10 to be honest.
10? Oh, so we're just going to run the score on these guys. Huh?
I ran the score, yeah.
I really like how you're hanging on his head. The thing is, no one's comfortable when you're looking at the mat. And so I always like that, like, hang on their head. Another failed shot. What do we do this time? Roll to guard. Does Erich avoid giving him points? It looks like you did. You pulling that half guard, kept her, and then now we got knee across his belly, chasing guillotine points. So once again, for you young grapplers, Erich, in my opinion, kind of got taken down. I feel like the guy earned some points.
And that's the thing.
That's just my opinion.
You have to keep in mind, a lot of these tournaments, all the refs are different because in the past, I've definitely gotten points scored against me for doing that.
Yeah, and that's, you also got to remember, for you young guys getting into jiu-jitsu, like every tournament rule format is a little bit different. And then they put these refs through a crash course and they scored a little bit different from ref to ref. It's not like high school or college wrestling or Olympics where it's like always the same no matter what. Like if you're in this division, this is exactly how it has to be. Jiu-jitsu, if you ask me, is super loose, which kind of goes to show like submission only tournaments are really cool because we don't have to worry about so many random things. So we've just pulled a regular old guard here, it looks like, Erich.
I'm actually in the guillotine, or he's in the guillotine right now.
And you've been chasing that hard, so you almost got the first guy in a guillotine. Now this guy.
Yeah, this one, I'm unable to guillotine this guy. His neck was made out of something else. Like I have his chin almost to his chest, and it's just not working.
He's just holding his breath.
Oh, it's something crazy. So I end up having to let it go because my arm's getting burnt.
So possible Kimura or sweep I'm looking at.
Yep.
You might be able to pull it out.
I'll give this guy credit. He was tough because I was grabbing things and he was not letting me finish them.
Yeah. I mean, sub to sub, I don't know that he's really had a chance to put you in a submission. He's on top and he's done a lot of really good things, takedown stuff like that. But he hasn't really attempted anything as far as almost getting you on a sub.
Yeah. Sloppy guillotine attempt.
Now I feel like I'm starting to see a little fatigue in you right now.
Oh yeah, there's fatigue right now. I'm still chasing that first match warm up. Like my lungs are still a little icy. I'm not as warm as I'd like to be.
He's about to rip your head off right here.
Yeah, he wants to.
But you obviously had run up the score on points.
Yep.
And that's where we get ourselves another victory. So, for you guys that are wondering what Eric and I are doing right now, you know, I want to introduce you to Eric. I want you to watch what he's kind of capable. We've got another dude. This guy looks 250 plus.
Yeah.
The other guy looked bigger, but this guy looks like he's got his more athleticism, strong, stuff like that.
This guy had one of those leg locker rash guards.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Being a huge guy with that, you're like, oh, is he going to rip my knee apart?
So in this division, heel hooks, leg locks,
everything.
Legal? Everything's legal.
Yep.
All right. I don't see you chase him as much as I would expect you to chase him.
No, I'm a little, I don't know. Dude had a mohawk, had some intimidating tattoos, so.
But in the other two matches, you didn't hang on their legs at all.
Mm-mm.
All right. Is this points against Eric? Points against him? What do we got? What do we got?
Yep.
We got points against Eric. This is the first time you've been down the entire tournament.
Yep.
You've been underneath a few of them, but you've been down on points right now. It looks, if I had to guess, we're 2-0 against you. Yeah, if I were you, I'd be springing up as hard as I can. The thing about big guys, if you take a break underneath them, they'll just smash you and suffocate.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to shrimp, buck, turn, roll, but like we have to be going hard, we have to be going fast, we have to be smart. There's just not a lot of room for air right now. What do you weigh, Eric?
178.
So you're dang near close to, I don't know exactly what this guy weighs, but like we're almost giving up 100 pounds, it looks like.
Almost.
And if you give this guy an inch and he's already up in points, I mean, he could just kind of crush you.
Yeah.
And just ride the clock out, honestly. If I was him, I'd be like, I'm just going to smash this dude. You notice Eric's propping up on his elbow, up on his hand, chasing the guillotine. Personally, I would have popped out on my feet. But if you like being down to big men on top of you.
We're playing with him still. We're playing with him. I'll be honest, I was really hunting for that guillotine because
one of these days I'll have to do a match so Eric can pick my game apart too. Alright, what are we going to do here? We got to explode out from underneath this dude. So it looks like we're finding hand control. And you're keeping your guard athletic. Not getting stuck, wrapped up. So many guys that go bottom guard, they lock their feet up, and you're keeping a good job. You're doing a good job of keeping your feet, your knees, your legs in front of you, and not just relaxing into a full.
No, I also like
guard.
to play a butterfly game, so that's also why I'm trying to.
Well, it's going to keep you athletic. It's going to keep you mobile. You'll be able to stand up when needs be. Keep popping up on your hands. See, look at that. Get out of there. Get the heck out of there. Don't go back. I mean, personally, I already know Eric wins this, but I know right now you got to be down still 2-0.
Yeah, I think
She's about to give you points. She probably gave you 4 points right there if I had to guess. You probably up 2.
And we'd sub him right here.
Up 2
Neck
points.
crank.
And honestly, that was, if you ask me, that guy got tired.
Oh, he was tired.
Sorry, I mean, I would like to say your submission was clean, but sometimes you can just sub guys straight up by just being...
No, I could feel his tiredness.
Crazy exhausted. All right, congratulations, Eric. So that was 3 of Erich's 5 matches. Those were all no-gi, and you won first place in that absolute division.
Yep.
Then he goes on to win the other 2. I'm going to post the other 2 if you want to continue to watch them, and I'm probably just going to put some music to them or something. But we're going to start keeping track from here on out. We're 5-0, and you're competing this next week.
Yes.
And this one's for money,
Yep.
right? You can win $1,000 on this one.
Okay.
Are you in multiple divisions where you can win money in the other divisions as well?
No, just one.
One division.
Yep.
So is this a one and done deal? Like if you lose, are you
Yeah,
out?
it is one of those.
Yikes. So how much did this cost to get into?
Like 175 range. A little pricey.
Ooh, this is legalized gambling on yourself.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. This is the next tournament next weekend is submission only.
Yep.
Submission only with $1,000 on the line. You're going 170 and less.
Yes.
Okay.
Cutting
So
away.
that one I'm super excited for. We'll post that one up again. If he gets 2 or 3 matches, I'll probably talk through all of them. Sit down, chat with you through all of them. A lot of these matches I might just throw up with some music. A lot of these matches he'll be wrestling and maybe I'll just sit and talk trash behind his back without him here. And then, like I say, guys, we're going to compete in Utah as often as we can. And then with time, we may end up doing some sort of vlog where we end up literally setting up tents on the side of the road as we road trip out to, say, New Mexico, Phoenix, California, Nevada, whatever it is. Erich, anything else you want to tell the people, tell your fans?
Just keep watching.
And honestly, guys, for you young grapplers, pay attention. So there's a lot of things we're going to talk about. How much tournaments cost, how much it costs to get out to these tournaments, what we should be trying to learn in these tournaments. We don't have to win every match. I'm going to put a bet down. I bet you Erich goes 80 wins or better. So he might get 80, 82, 83 wins with less than 20 losses. Cross my fingers, and then hopefully that'll open up some doors for him, open up some opportunities, and also get him at the level where we can start getting him into something maybe like ADCC or something. Makes sense? So with that being said, guys, if you want to improve your game, put away the time, put away the money, train hard, compete often. Train hard, compete often. I've been in a handful of tournaments where a guy goes out and smokes me. And this is where I got onto this concept. He's like, this summer, you're my 120th match. And I'm like, are you for reals? And he worked me. It wasn't even close. But he was competing every single weekend. And I've had that a few times where, you know, when someone's the next level good, and I'm just kind of like deer in the headlights, like, dude, how did that guy just make me look stupid out here? I get talking to him as I'm waiting for the award ceremonies, the medals, whatever. And I'm realizing, like, dude, as I talk to these guys, they're competing almost every weekend. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to watch Erich go next level. So, Erich, thank you. I'm excited for next week. Last thing, guys, stay healthy. If you're going to attempt something like this, live to fight another day. Don't let someone go cranking your neck off, twisting your knee out of socket. Tap out, darn it, and sign up for the next tournament. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.